what separates the good athletes to the great athletes. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 mindset shifts that if you are good, but you want to become great, you have to have, and you have to create, and you have to take action into these 3 mindset shifts that I'm about to tell you. When I was growing up playing soccer, I was not even good. I was very okay, just like any other kid in Brazil, played everywhere, played all the time. So of course I knew the basics, but not enough to make to the pros or anything like that. So I had to adapt, and I had to truly embrace these 3 mindset shifts that I'm about to give it to you. And looking back, I I don't think I achieved a lot when it comes to soccer, when it comes to sports or athletics like that. But I can promise you that if I haven't had these mindset changes in my life, I wouldn't get where I am today. I wouldn't be able to come to the US. I wouldn't be able to play in any semi-professional level and get a scholarship to play and be able to get awards and go through 3 different colleges, get 3 different degrees without being able to play enough in a decent level. And again, like I said, I had to embrace these 3 mindsets because I was very average. I was very, very average. And the only things that I did, I'm about to tell you, and you can do it too. Very simple. And the first thing is embrace discomfort. There's simply no growth in the comfort zone at all. You just can grow in the comfort zone. Are you the type of athlete that whenever things get tough, do you step out and say it's enough, or do you keep pushing by the time you are almost passing out? If you want to be great, if you want to win, you have to understand that never it's enough. It's never enough, never enough. And I'm sorry to say that, and some people might think this is not a great mindset to have, but the true reality is that there's no growth in the comfort zone. You have to step off your comfort zone, and the more discomfort you can feel, the bigger the improvement, the bigger the development you're gonna have. Learning that from the Stoics, uh, it's crazy to me how we live in a society nowadays that you shouldn't do anything that you don't want to do, right? We are used to being lazy. We are used to being okay with being average. And again, if you are good, if you are decent, and you want to become great, you have to understand that you have to go through challenges, and you might fail. You probably will. And if you're not failing, you're probably not getting better. You have to understand that. And Epictetus said a sentence, a quote very good, which says, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." And then Marcus Aurelius used to train himself to face discomfort as a tool for strength. And a few years ago, I got the Daily Stoic deck of cards, and it gives you different challenges for you to do. And one of the challenges there, it's literally sleep on the ground. And I even recorded everything, and I had to sleep on the ground. And that's okay, but what do I learn from sleeping on the ground? And then if you're thinking that, you're missing the point. The point here, it's about mental strength, it's about resilience, and it's about being able to overcome whatever obstacles you can overcome. If the alarm goes off and you don't get up, you start the day losing. And if the alarm goes off and you get up, at that time you start to win. Even though it's cold outside, that your bed is comfy and you want to stay there, you have to understand that we are not made to lay in bed forever, for the rest of the day, for 10 more minutes. No, we have to get up and we have to go out there and do something great. Stop avoiding the training sessions that are hard. Go for the training sessions that are hard, that it's supposed to make you suffer in a way. Don't avoid those, because those are the ones that will make you better, not only physically but mentally as well. And I challenge you to every week do something that makes you uncomfortable. It could be a cold shower, it could be extra reps, and it could be outside of your sport as well, such as, I don't know, uh, going to talk to strangers, and do something different. Maybe it's volunteering. Sometimes we don't like to volunteer because we're busy, this and that, and you find different reasons and excuses, but do something that makes you uncomfortable every week. Creating the athletic school has been a long journey. Reaching 100 episodes has taken consistency, grit, and a lot of passion. Having incredible guests share their story has been a true pleasure. But now, I want to ask you for your help. If you haven't already, please follow the show on whatever platform you're listening from. It really helps me a lot. And I promise you this, I'll continue to bring on the best guest speakers I can, and I'll do my very best to share content that helps you grow, not just as an athlete, but as a person on and off the field. I will study, I will read, and research relentlessly for ways to help you. And I'll share everything I learned right here. The second mindset shift that you need is focus on identity, not on performance. You have to understand that your worth, it's not tied to the stats that you have. It's not about the goals you scored, the saves you made, the shots you took, none of that. It's about who you truly are. And if you can focus on that and not on your performance, you'll be able to not only improve your performance on the field, but improve your performance off the field as well as a human being. And I'll get to that point, but you will see that in order to become a better athlete, you have to become a better human being. You have to truly know who you are. And an example is Shaquille O'Neal, right? He was extremely successful in the NBA, but then he didn't stop there. Nowadays, he owns a bunch of different business, real estate, car washes. He's on TV, doing interviews and commenting on sports and all of that. And he's an entrepreneur. He could have decided that, you know what, I'm just a very good basketball player. So why do I need to learn and do all these extra things outside the sport? Well, he turned a key very important that you should be taking it right now. You should be turning it right now as well. It's understanding that you are a human being first, and then you become an athlete. Plus, even if you go professional, you're not gonna play what, 35, 40 maybe, and I hope you do, and I hope you make a lot of money, maybe you don't need to work anymore. But again, he was able to understand that he needed something else, so he built an identity bigger than the player, right? So nowadays he's a businessman, he's an entrepreneur, he does a bunch of different things because he found who he truly is, right? And so now he's also a basketball player, but he's also all those other things that makes him who he is. So my question for you is, if your sport disappeared tomorrow, you cannot play the sport that you've been playing your entire life, who would you be? Who are you without your sport? So I want you to write it down. 3 things that you do outside of your sport. Who you are outside of your sport. Are you a student? Are you a leader? Are you a content creator? Are you a mentor? Are you a friend? Are you a son, a daughter? Something like that. And then once a month, I want you to go pursue a goal unrelated to sport. Maybe it's learning a different language. Maybe it's learning how to play the piano or something different. But I want you to do something outside your sport because, again, it's not about your performance, it's about your identity. The third mindset shift is extreme ownership. If you haven't read the book, there's a book called Extreme Ownership, and I can't remember the name of the author, but I highly recommend you reading that book. But the core idea is taking responsibility for everything in your life. And you have to understand that leaders, they take responsibility for everything, and it's not about taking the blame for it. It's about taking ownership and trying to figure things out. Sometimes the coach is gonna say it's your fault. It's gonna be a bad call from the ref, and trust me, those things happen. But if you are able to understand that you are in this game for the long term, you'll be able to take ownership today, and that will help you forever, for the rest of your life, as a leader, as a human being, and again, as an athlete. But if you just go ahead and blame everyone, blame the ref because he was very bad, because your teammate didn't make the run, or someone who wasn't covering someone, and then they scored, trust me, there's nothing there that will help you improve, that will help you become a better player. So take extreme ownership. There's no bad teams, there's only bad leaders. Even if the team fails, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? And you don't even have to point fingers, but if you say it wasn't me, you're not truly taking that extreme ownership we're talking about, But great athletes, they will practice ownership by what can I do different? What could I have done different? Maybe it wasn't me, but how can I help my teammates get better so I can get better as well? But once you understand that the world that we live in, it's not a square, it is a circle, things will get better. So my exercise for you on this one, it's very simple. After a game, after a training session, ask yourself, what could I have done better? What could I have done different? And especially after a loss, sometimes it's difficult, but how can I take the responsibility? How can I fix this? Become a leader, step out of your comfort zone. It's easy to blame people. It's easy to blame the circumstances, to blame the ref, to blame everything else. But it's very hard to take extreme ownership. And again, this is about becoming great. And if you thought that on the beginning of the podcast, you thought that these are 3 easy steps to take, I'm sorry, but that's not about it. It's not about that, because it takes hard work. It takes time. You have to take ownership. If you want it to become great, you have to do what the greats are doing. What the tiny percentage of people are willing to do, right? If it was easy, everyone was doing it, everyone was great, and everyone will be successful, but that's not the reality. So again, embrace discomfort, focus on identity, not on your performance, and then extreme ownership. Take extreme ownership. And something that I always say here, again, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not here telling you the truth about anything. And even if you listen to me and you're like, oh, these are beautiful words, but if you don't act on it, nothing changes. You won't change, your performance will improve, you will never get where you want it to be because you're not taking action. Again, I hope this sparks something within you so you can go out there and start doing it right now, what I just told you, and change that mindset, shift that mindset. And if you like this episode, I ask you to go subscribe, to hit that follow button, and I promise you, I'll keep bringing the best topics, the best guest speakers I can to share with you what their mindset look like, what a better mindset look like, and also how can you improve yourself not only as an athlete but also as a human being, as a person off the field. Because if you improve the person that you are off the field, you are automatically become a better athlete on the field. See you guys next time.